Right. That was kind of perfect time with the music ending. So, this is the Book of Unwritten Tales 2. So, new game. Yes. Right. Perfect.
War had raged through all Avantasia. The alliance of humans, elves, and dwarves fought against the evil army of the shadows. The war had devastated the country for years upon years, and yet, no one gained the advantage. And so it was that in that time of deepest despair, that an old archaeologist uncovered the location of the artifact of divine fate. The artifact could fulfill every wish, and thus decide the war, for one side or the other. Led by Warlock Munkus, son of Archwitch Mortroga, the Shadows hunted for the artifact. And they would have reached it first, were it not for a group of heroes who stood against them. Wilbur, the young gnome who was the first of his clan to become a mage. Ivo, the courageous elven princess from the Woodland Realm. And the Critter, a hairy creature from the Northlands, companion of the most brilliant of the heroes. Nate Bonnet, who was supposed to spend the rest of his life at the side of an elven princess, who deserved a kingdom and all the riches in the world, who should stop wasting time talking about himself in the third person.
Okay.
Ah!
Hi Chrissy, how's things? Right. So. Yes. But it's just point and click, I don't really have to do much.
Good, good. This is good.
Alright. So, move on up. Uh-oh.
Part of the jetty. At least some of it survived the explosion.
Yeah, this is a point and
If I'm
click
lucky,
adventure
this will
game,
go all the way
Chrissy.
up to the island. But somehow I really doubt it will.
Right, let's climb the rope. We have been following, haven't we? Uh-oh. Alright, let's try it. Get up here.
Ah, oh!
Get the lamp.
Oh, hi Nate, how's it going?
Good. For now. Could it be that your spell didn't quite work out the way you planned?
I did tell you there were certain risks involved.
High risk, huh?
Risks? What risks?
Now, Jinn magic is a complicated affair. It's difficult to get the dose right, and when one hasn't done magic for a while, things can go a little bit wrong.
Like you killing me, for example?
Not intentionally.
I wish for grants. Help!
Could use some help here, Benny.
Well, you did see what happened last time I cast a spell.
Time to make up for it then. Now shake a leg.
Oh, I don't know. I might just end up making everything worse.
The
Can't you just stop
There we go.
time? Or wings! Give me wings! How about that?
Oh, this is all terribly complicated. I really don't feel up to it today, Nate.
Benny!
Perhaps tomorrow? I really do need to think through what's happened today properly.
You get me out of the mess you got us into right now!
Please don't yell at me! I just can't take it anymore!
Benny! Ah! The state he's in, we can forget about miracles. I gotta find something easy, something even he thinks he can do.
Not a carpet? Magic carpet, maybe?
A flying carpet. Is that too much to ask?
I'm not talking to you.
Why you... I'm sorry I criticized your work, Benny.
And?
And that I shook your lamp. And everything else. You meant well.
Well, all right then. I forgive you. What can I do for you?
Carpet!
A flying carpet. Shouldn't be too hard. Should I really dare? Am I really up to it?
Uh-oh.
Yes!
Right, where am I? There we go. Flying carpet. Can you hear the game okay? Sorry, I know it's disappeared there. 1 second, just.
What the heck?
There we go. Right.
What happened here? No!
Who's this guy? Oh. Who's this little guy? He looks like Wally.
Welcome, adventurer. I am the tutorial, guardian of gameplay, explainer of controls. To move a character, just click anywhere in the scene, wherever your heart desires. Well done. If you left-click an object, then your character will perform an action. Now click on that big lever. The robot has used the lever, as this seemed logical to him. Now click the lever with your right mouse button so that the robot looks at it rather than uses it. Excellent. The robot thinks the lever is working. But if that's so, then where is the problem? That hatch over there, left-click it.
Beep doo dilute.
The little chap seems to think there are advanced engine mechanics hidden behind there. Perhaps that's where the problem is. Click on the hatch again using the left mouse button. The first left click will allow you to look, the second to use. Why? Because after a player character has looked at something, the most logical thing to do next is use it. It's quite simple. Right-click when you want to look at something, left-click in order to do whatever that character thinks is the next most sensible move. Is the machine working again? Left-click on the lever.
Does this have controller support? No. The way it says A and B there. So left, click on the lever. Oh, no, the lever. There we go. Yes, the graphics are actually like really good. Like really good cartoon style graphics. Massive lack of dragons. We've only started, Chrissy. There might be dragons in it.
It appears to be a new problem. Better take a closer look at the engine.
Right. Look at the engine. Uh-oh.
Oops, that wasn't very helpful. Please pick up both gear cogs. Great work. items you pick up will go into your inventory. To open and close your inventory, left-click the rucksack. To use an inventory item, left-click it and then left-click the object that you want it to be used with. Use one of the gears in your inventory with the engine of the town model. Excellent. Now the second gear. Perfect. You'd better oil the engine before you switch the machine back on again.
There we go.
That should do it. Time to crank it up.
It's fine, it's working. That Nightbot spam. Wow, Nightbot. Thanks.
You can examine objects in the inventory in more detail. Pick up the damaged figure and the toolbox.
Alright, and the toolbox. Oh. Oh wait. I'll have to pick that out first. Alright. Oh. But my phone just turned itself off. And now it won't turn on. Oh no, it's on. Never mind. Right, then when you're in the infantry, right click the toolbox in order to examine it. Oh, look at all this.
Great. You found a few items in the toolbox. You can use these items on each other by initially left-clicking the first object, and then, when you have this item on the cursor, you left-click the second object. Try to repair the figure in the inventory. Well done. Now place the figure back in its rightful place on the balcony of the castle and start the machine.
Okay.
Excellent. You are now ready. One last tip before I go. If you press the spacebar, all interesting objects in the scene will be displayed. Good luck with your adventures in the Book of Unwritten Tales 2.
Hey! That's the tutorial done.
I'm worried about you.
Oh, Mother.
What's wrong with you?
Everything's fine.
No.
Yep, thanks for the tweet.
You don't look well at all. Positively rotund. It is unseemly for an elf princess to cope with her frustrations by comfort eating. If you carry on like this, you won't fit into your wedding dress.
I don't have any intentions of marrying anytime soon.
Oh, darling, we've been through that already. Prince Lalilos is going to be arriving next week. You will like him. He's charming and... Look, he sent us a picture of himself and his sister.
Which of the two is the sister?
The elf nobility, unfortunately, has
The girl
no
looks like you.
unshaven Neanderthals
Indeed,
to
Kia.
offer.
Indeed.
You just have to get used to that.
I don't have the slightest interest in that person. Not anymore.
You are at the heart of the elf kingdom, in the castle of your family where you belong. No one here should be sad, tired, or fat. I only want what's best for you, Ivo.
Confirmed, Keop is an elf. Ah. Oh, that door closed really cool. Alright. Cheep cheep.
Did you see that? She's locked me in. Yes, only what's best for me. She always says that. Why does everyone else know what's best for me and not me?
Possibly Chrissy.
Have you seen this, Prince? A vain river elf who's only interested in topping up his tan. I'm to spend hundreds of years in the company of someone I don't love? Huh, not me. And how? She will try anything and everything. Nothing's more important to her than getting me married off. Ugh. When I was out there with the humans, it was the first time that I had the feeling I could determine my own destiny. Yes, it was dangerous. Doesn't that go with the territory? A life without risk, that is so... Oh, you don't understand. If I could, I would go right now. You want to stop me? Just like last time.
I haven't even seen Mulan 1 key up, never mind 2.
I didn't want to tell Mother, but I've not been feeling too
I'm not
well.
sure she does, or if she's just thinking that she understands the bird.
I'd say the same thing, but we elves hardly ever get ill. Yeah, you've got a point there. I spent almost a year in the human world, and they have some very strange ideas about personal hygiene. Well, I thought perhaps it's a curse. Oh, no, you won't. I'll take care of it myself. Mother would make a state occasion out of it. I don't know either, but I'm sure there's a medical book down in the library.
There we go.
No,
Need
rest
to go to
is
the library.
not what I need just now. I'll go down to the library and look up what's wrong with me, completely alone, just like a grown-up elf. I'm not going to be stopped, neither by locked doors nor by you.
Have you met a elven prince? Right.
I've been sleeping badly of late, and sometimes I feel tired all day long. I've never been ill, but something isn't right. I hope I'll find the answer in the library. Normally this bowl is full of fruit and nuts. Presumably Mother has decided I should be without such things whilst I am, as she says, positively rotund. An envoy from the Far East gave me this musical box years ago. Wherever I go, I always have its tune in my head.
I kind of want to hear the tune now. Yep, it's an elven prince. There we go. Oh, look! That painting! That's the guy that hit the other guy with the stick thing.
The times when the others were here in the elf burrow, those were the best that I've ever had. The critter could never keep still when I was drawing him. He was always pulling faces and trying to make me laugh. Wilbur was so excited. He loves elves and our stories. He spent hours sitting with my father and listening to him talk about bygone ages. Complete idiot.
Oh, so she's met him before? Oh, I'm just checking
Beautiful
everything.
red flower. It was only put here a few days ago. Sometimes Mother orders a new plant that looks nice in my room. And then it's replaced and planted in the garden. Fresh water from the spring brook, the little stream that rises here in the castle and provides for the whole valley. People come from far and wide to drink it.
Ah. Look at the figure.
A guard with a spear and shield, and like all elven figures, immaculate.
Alright, jewelry box where the bird is.
My jewellery box serves as a podium for the vertically challenged narcissist. Cheap Cheap survived our past adventure, even if he'll insist on exactly the opposite. He told everyone for months how he defended me from all the evils of the world and then only just escaped with his tail feathers intact. Could you please move aside? I want to get into my jewellery box. He doesn't listen to me anymore since I almost caused him to be roasted by fireballs, decapitated by swords and eaten by monsters. Mother has permitted him to disregard any of my orders that go against her wishes. His interpretation of this can be liberal. Shameless abuse of power.
Alright. We can't do anything in the bed, so let's head out to the balcony. I'm guessing I'm gonna have to try find a way out of the locked room, out to the library. Alright. Look at the sunflowers.
We have many exotic plants here in the palace, but sunflowers are my favourite.
Look at the telescope.
I used to look into the woods for days on end, imagining what the world beyond would be like. Now I know, and I think I miss it.
There we go. Climb down into the garden.
It may not be befitting of a princess, but this isn't the first time that I've climbed into the garden via the balcony, and it won't be the last. I'm just doing my morning exercises. I wasn't going to. Of course, I could just ignore him and climb down into the garden anyway. He would, however, make a beeline to Mother and tell on me, and who knows what the two of them would cook up for me next.
Right, so I need to find... Oh, take a few sunflower seeds.
Apologies, I need
Hi,
a few of
Dream.
your seeds.
Did I buy a new chair yet? No, not yet. I've had to spend money on other things. Right. Knitted hat.
I had my birthday during the few weeks that we spent living together here in the Elf Burrow. That was a big deal for Wilbur. He couldn't understand that the significance of birthdays tends to fade after a few hundred years. He insisted on making me a present. He sat in the corner for days knitting me this hat with his little gnarled fingers. Wilbur didn't know that autumn would last for years to come and that elves don't feel the cold, but it was still the best birthday present I've ever had. Mother looked at the hat with so much revulsion that I didn't take it off for days. Wilbur just beamed with pride.
Aww. Right. So I'm guessing... Wonder could I open the music box and put the bird in it? Aha, into the bowl. Now maybe the bird will come over here.
Cheap Cheap, would it be possible for you to stop admiring yourself for 2 seconds and move over to stuffing your beak instead? Don't say I never look after you.
Aha. I need to get into the jewelry box.
Pearls, precious stones, sparkling earrings and necklaces. All the stuff I have to wear at official functions. If it were up to Mother, I would have trunkfuls of this stuff, and a wing of the castle would be my wardrobe. She just can't understand why Pa and I aren't into this sort of thing. The box, as well as its hinges and lock, has been fashioned from one piece of tree root. A masterful piece of workmanship, just like everything else here in the Elf Burrow.
Pick the mirror. Ah. It doesn't know nowhere to look.
Mother's locked me in, as if I was 200 again. Since I secretly escaped from the Elf Burrow last year, she's taken to guarding me closer than ever before.
Alright, let's see if we can get out now. I've got the mirror. Climb down into the garden.
Okay, he's not looking this way. Oh, there is more than one kind of stretch exercise, you know. Perhaps you'd like to train with me.
Right.
No chance. I can't sneak down as long as Cheep Cheep's on guard.
Needs to be some other way. Something to do with a mirror.
Hey, Cheep. Oh, missing your mirror? No.
We
of
must
course
kill
not.
the Birdman.
Whoever would want to spend all day looking at their own reflection? Well, sooner or later, you won't be able to stand it anymore. I'm not horrible. I just don't want to be locked in my room like a child. Oh, well, you could be a little more cooperative. See you later. Yes, of course I'll be a good girl and stay in my room.
I don't know. Why doesn't he just ask? I know. Alright, so there has to be something to do with the bird.
It's an age-old game. I hide his mirror and he pretends that he doesn't care. But sooner or later, he'll get grumpy, and I relent. I don't know how, but he always seems to know when I'm going against Mother's will. Perhaps it's a sixth sense, or magic. Or he just knows me too well. When Nate and the others lived here, Nate often made intimations that were to do with the bed. I don't know why, but I know Mother wasn't happy about it. She moved him to a guarded guest room at the other end of the castle. And Cheep Cheep was ordered never to leave my side. Cheep Cheep has eaten every last seed from the bowl. No, I'm not thirsty. A delicate, sweet scent. It reminds me of a wood over in the west where I learnt to use a bow and arrow. The music box closes automatically as soon as the melody finishes.
Okay.
It's an age-old game. I don't know how, but he always... Perhaps it's a sixth sense, or magic.
Alright. Need to figure out something else. See if we can
I've
use the
seen much
telescope.
suffering, much evil and unkindness in the world out there. But it was exciting. It was alive. Here in the Elfborough, everything is so ordered, so perfect, so dull. One day's just like the next, and they just pass by endlessly.
So, any ideas, guys?
It may not be befitting of a prince. The plant would survive, I'm sure, but at the moment I don't need any more. The box, as well as its hinges and...
No, I can't look at it. Wonder what the figure does.
Elven craftsmen have centuries to perfect their artistic skills. Only when everything is always perfect, then isn't everything always the same and somehow unimportant?
Right. Possibly, Kia. Possibly. Let's see. There must be something to do with the mirror.
It's my mirror, really, but Cheap Cheap will probably miss it much more than me.
Does it go in here anywhere? Let's see. Ah, yeah, spacebar. So no, there must be something outside. I have to do something outside, I think, to distract it. Hi, Jammy. So
It's my mirror, really, but Cheap Cheap will probably miss it.
going to the palace. I'm guessing it is something to do with that as well. Let's look into the jewelry box again.
Pearls, precious stones, sparkling earrings and necklaces.
I tried right clicking it, Chrissy,
Goodness
and
knows what I
it
could use
just
this
brought
tab
up that
for.
story about stuff.
The box as well. It's an age. I don't know how. Perhaps. The door's locked and can only... I'll have to find another... Hopefully I'll only...
Alright. Bash the bird over the head. Yeah, that's what we'll do. I know. The other item in my inventory is a picture of
delicate
Prince
sweet scent.
Lalus.
It reminds me of a wood over in the
Lalios?
west where I learned to use
Lalilos.
a bow and
Something like
arrow.
that, I know. So Let's see.
The music box.
Oh, you ain't over there? No. Is that... The only things that I can interact with is the statue, musical box, these three things, and the jewelry box. I keep thinking there's something to do with the jewelry box.
Pearls, precious stones, spark. Goodness knows what I could use this tap for right now. The box, as well as its hinge. It's an age.
Hmm. No, none of these can be picked up.
Fresh water from the spring brook, the little stream that rises here. People come from... No, I'm not thirsty. I could put any number of things into the bowl. Want to choose? Cheep Cheep has eaten every last seed from the bowl. I could put any number of things into the bowl. Want to choose? A delicate sweet scent.
It's just doing the same thing over again. Alright.
The plant would survive, I'm sure. The plant would survive. It may not be befitting of a... I don't know how, but he all... Perhaps it's his sixth sense, or magic. One can almost see the edge of the wood through the telescope.
Try putting the picture into the bowl.
I just can't believe the elf mother would... Many don't believe that. They believe we kept it for our...
Let's see then. Picture.
Since Nate left without saying so much as a word, Mother seized the opportunity to marry me off to a proper elf prince. So far I've managed to frighten off every candidate successfully, but she's starting to lose her patience.
Right.
Since Nate left without saying so much as a word, so far I've managed to
Ooh. Talk to Cheep Cheep.
I don't know how, but he... Perhaps it's...
Oh, it's just the same thing over and over. Right. So I have the mirror in my inventory, but I can't seem to use it anywhere. Oh, lead the mirror up against the figure. There we go. Oh, this will be the music box then. Ah, I've got it now.
Hey, withdrawal symptoms?
I've got it now anyway.
I just need the music box a minute. You don't need to turn your head away from your beautiful reflection for 1 second. Come on. Shh.
Gotcha.
He's gone to sleep.
I'm not sure, Dream.
Simply... No matter. I can now enjoy a few moments of peace.
Whenever I get it, I get it. There we go.
Let's go.
Crazy that putting it into the trap, isn't it?
As expected, no one here. My parents are in the throne room ruling the lands. Or rather, Mother is.
Right, what's all in this then? Bonsai.
A fairly small, unattractive tree.
Huh. I'd like to see how attractive you'd look if someone disturbed you on the pot in the morning. Anyway, what could I do for you, my little beauty?
Oh, man.
The garden always looks fantastic, Arthur.
Thank you. It's a girt load of work. People always think elf gardens are fabulous by their very nature. But you need a mighty good gardener.
You have got green fingers.
Ah, that's just moss, my dear. Happens if you spend all day grubbing around in the earth and don't wash your hands properly in the evenings.
You tree shepherds do a great job.
Tree shepherds? The trees just stand there. What do they need a shepherd? However, I quite fancy one of those shepherd dogs. Hey, Rex, do you want to be my shepherd dog? Nah, my darling. I'm a gardener. Nothing more, nothing less.
Okay.
Mother put me on a diet this morning so that I'll look perfect for my wedding.
Oh, everything has to be perfect for her. No such thing in nature, of course. Or rather, everything is perfect if you just let nature run its course.
You tell that to Mother.
I have, many times. She'd be very clever in some things, but very daft concerning that.
Now then, she is the queen.
I'm old enough to be able to call a spade a spade. Spade, gardener, get it?
Right.
What are you up to today then? Got much on?
He's brilliant, isn't he, Kia?
Oh, the usual. You know, it never rains in the Elfborough, but the flowers need their water, so I water them every day.
Ah, the curse of good weather.
The weather isn't the only thing which isn't right. I've been here 30 years, and for 30 years we've had autumn.
Time passes differently in the Elfborough. Slower.
Well, that's why everyone grows to be ancient here, obviously. But if we had a bit of normal weather in the usual seasons, there'd be a lot more variety here.
Mother doesn't like bad weather.
There's no such thing as bad weather. Ask your father, he knows.
You and Father, you get along well, don't you?
Ah, no one understands more about nature than him, that's for sure. But I don't often ask him for help. thinking has never got a field dug, if you get my drift.
He's just more of a theorist.
The mud on your feet, the smell of fresh earth, all that joy and life. And he's missing out on the lot by just sitting around up there and doing nubbit.
Mother told me he used to go for long journeys through the woods and strange lands, and now he's just thinking them over. He has been for the last few hundred years.
Ah, won't be long before he comes to some conclusion then.
I have to get on.
Yep, got a bit to do myself. I just don't know what's wrong with that plant over there.
That guy's brilliant. I like him.
Your mother got a whole heap of flowers given to her the other day from a fairy delegation. All of them took good and strong, just not that one.
Perhaps it needs a special type of soil or something.
Well, anything's possible. If I don't think of something soon, I'll have to ask your father. He can have a little chat with her and she might tell him what's up.
If you're going in, it'd be nice if you didn't tell my mother that you saw me out here.
Oh, you playing hooky again? My lips are sealed.
Talk to the
It doesn't
plant.
look very well at all. It's unusual for flowers to hang their heads in this garden. Normally they blossom in our good earth, not to mention the power of Arbor's green fingers.
A few hundred, yeah.
If Arbor doesn't know what's wrong with the plant, then it's serious. Hi, Arbor.
Oh, Ivo!
Have you found out what's wrong with the plant yet?
Nope, I haven't. Everything looks proper. Earth is moist and nutrient-rich. The sun is shining. Difficult case. I'd quite like to smoke my morning pipe now, but first work, then play.
See you later, Arbor.
See ya!
Mother
Yes.
thought it was unseemly of the bees to build their hive in our garden. I don't think she could get used to the thought that she would no longer be the only queen here. I convinced Mother not to have the hive removed, and she reluctantly agreed. However, should she be stung, then the hive's days are numbered.
Right. In the bush.
I don't know the names of all the plants in the garden. Grandmother knows them all, which is probably down to the fact that it was her that gave many of the plants their names a few thousand years ago. Shite beerwood, sweat tea, dodder flower, fat hen, bistort, stink root. We no longer invite her to family gatherings. No idea what kind of bush this is, but its red fruit looks very yummy. If I learnt one thing in the woods, it's that you shouldn't eat anything you don't know, regardless of how yummy it looks.
Indeed, Keop, indeed.
There's only a little water left in the bird bath. Cheep Cheep always says that it evaporates quickly. I, however, think that the constant need to replenish the water is more down to his unbridled joyous splashing and not insignificant body mass. There's only a little water left in the bird bath. Cheep Cheep always says that it evaporates quickly. There's only a little... There are reeds and water lilies growing in the pond. Naturally, they were planted there. They don't grow in the wild so high up the mountains. I can't think of any use for a water lily, but a reed could come in handy.
Right. Don't I have a reed. What else do I have? A cut reed. Look at the reed head.
I don't really know much about reeds or pipes, but if I'm not mistaken, then those things are called pipe cleaners. The reed from the garden pond. It's like a hollow pipe. Well, pipes are normally hollow.
Right. So I'm guessing I might make a weapon out of this. Right, look at the harpy wallow.
That's a weeping willow. It appears to be so content it looks anything but sad. The willow is stretching its branches up high into the sky with glee. One part of the waterfall's already lying in its shadow. If it continues to grow like that, it'll shade half the garden.
Look at the stone.
A handy smooth
Oh,
stone.
that's good, Dream.
Arbor's cheap.
Take the stone. Yeah, I'm gonna build a massive weapon here.
Arbor's pot, literally.
Ah.
The earth looks dark and rich with worms squirming around in it. Presumably it's the best earth in the garden.
Oh, the music's brilliant, isn't it?
The spring brook emerges up there. It's still small here, but it becomes one of the largest and most important rivers in the woodland realm. The waterfall and shame that the tree's casting more and more shade over the waterfall. Before, the sunlight used to dance on it, and there were the most wonderful rainbows. There are elf-made ponds and streams all over the palace ground. Their water's said to have healing powers. No wonder, considering where it comes from.
Right, what's on over here?
That leads up to the throne room. Mother will be conducting the affairs of state with an iron will, whilst Pa leans against the tree of life, probably sleeping.
I don't know where that water comes from, Kia. I really don't. That sword looks familiar. Doesn't it?
Swords of all the idiots who have tried to conquer the elf burrow. It's become less frequent over the last few centuries. Humans and dwarves appear to have learnt their lesson.
But yeah, Dream, I don't know how I could deal with a different language for a week. Is that a companion cube? It is!
There's a selection of cubes here. For a while, it was all the rage at official state visits to give geometric presents.
A dragon head? Oh yeah, so it is.
A few years ago, this dragon was causing a whole lot of grief. A bounty was put on its head, and all heroes of the land were encouraged to hunt it down. 40 brave warriors penetrated its lair and slew it. They brought the head to the palace where it was displayed in triumph. The strange thing was that a bit later more adventurers came carrying an identical head. Then more and more heroes arrived.
Right. Oh, there's a Rubik's Cube as well. Now these eggs, are they from another TV series that's currently on? What was that reference? I kind of lost it. You know references better than me, Chrissy. You speak German for the next 4 months. Lovely. Dream. Lovely.
The Biggest Plant Book of Avantasia by Charles Mendel with illustrations by Alexander Bonpland. A standard reference book that Arbor always used to consult every now and then. However, he insists that he now knows it off by heart.
Ah. That's kind of cool then, Chrissy.
goldsmithing, masonry, and a book about carpentry. Like all books in this library, it's a guest present. The logic behind this must be, those elves, they have so many beautiful statues and items of wood. They'll be really interested in this. Why don't we present them with a book about it? What they don't realise, though, is that if we're interested in a subject, then we'll already know pretty much all there is to know about the matter, and the book's of no use to us whatsoever.
Well, that's kind of cool, Chrissy.
Several books about animals, an atlas, a book about humans. Actually, more of a brochure. And what's this? Fishing for the moderately talented. I haven't really got the time to sit and read a book, and if I had, it would definitely not be one about fishing. There must be a medical book for elves here somewhere.
Read the plant book.
Perhaps I can help Arbor solve the problem with that flower. Let's take a look.
Right. Okay, read the entry about the intelligent apple trees, mandrakes, love lilies, magic beans, killer tomatoes, tree of wrath, steel magnolias, guard plant, and the intelligent apple tree. It is the guard plant, that's that little plant over there. Which one do you want to hear about? Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Chrissy. Game of Thrones reference, maybe.
The one that Arbor's having problems with at the moment. Love lily. The love lily enters into a relationship with another plant very early in its life, which frequently lasts its lifetime. If the partner plant dies, then the love lily does not normally survive the separation.
Aww, so that's why.
Mandrake should only be cultivated by experienced gardeners. The cry of the baby mandrake can kill anyone within 20 meters instantaneously.
I know of mandrakes from Harry Potter.
For equally intelligent and beautifully shaped living accessories of all types. For a long time, botanists thought that it may be possible to find other intelligent fruit varieties. So far, the search has proved fruitless.
Ha ha ha! Ah, that pun!
Guard plants, Vigilia ordriensis, belong to the oldest domesticated plants of humankind. They have been especially valued in times of famine as they do not require as much food as, for instance, dogs. They can sometimes develop an unhealthy taste for blood. Baritones. Steel magnolias look like normal magnolias, but are some of the toughest plants on Earth. They can be softened using tragic women's stories and subsequently may be picked. The tree of wrath bears fruit several times a year. These grapes of wrath are bad-tempered beasts that can lay whole areas to rack and ruin. Killer tomatoes are the most devious of the meat-eating plants. Disguised as tomatoes, they hunt on allotments for defenseless humans. Giant beans, also known as magic beans, are very rare. They are the fastest growing plant variety known. Because of the beans' high costs, they are almost exclusively used by the military, for instance, in storming high-walled castles.
Grapes of wrath. Well, Dream, I think your English is pretty good. So we know now what's wrong with the love lily.
It's said that a ruler in the north wanted to build himself a throne out of all the swords of conquered enemies. Unfortunately, he died after only conquering one enemy, when he refused to heed all the warnings and sat on the throne.
Turn the stone stand. What other swords have we got? Oh, that's brilliant. That is brilliant.
Each cube is significant and comes from a different country, but I never really paid much attention. Working with wood. There's a master whittler down in the valley. I've enjoyed watching him in the past. He carves animal figures so real that humans and dwarfs believe that they are actually animals turned into wood. This one's more about interiors, making furniture and the like. Plane the wood down by a pixie's thumb and saw the board into 2 equal length pieces. Who knows what that might be good for?
Ah.
What have we got here then? Aha!
What is this?
Ah! Almanac of Elf Medicine. That's what I've been looking for.
Ow! Be careful, if you please.
A speaking book?
An ill elf?
Ill elf? So I look ill. What's wrong with me?
Take it easy, young one thing at a time.
Young one. I'm older than you.
And you look it too.
I do?
Ooh.
No, of course not, and I can also see no illness. But the mere fact that I've been fished out from the back of the shelf for the first time in centuries tells me that something is wrong.
I haven't been feeling too well recently. I'm sleeping badly and have no appetite. I know that elves are very seldom ill, but if it's not that, then it must be some kind of magic or curse.
Seldom ill does not actually mean never ill. Elves can, for instance, suffer from a broken heart.
Oh, please.
It is one of the most common causes of death amongst beautiful princesses.
Oh, it must be something else.
Sensitive elves can sometimes suffer from the pains of the world. There are a variety of ear infections, and of course it could also be lupus. But I think it is something else.
Like what?
To be completely certain, you must mix a potion and drink it.
Are you serious?
Very.
Okay.
Are you actually qualified to make a diagnosis? And why can you talk?
I am a magical medicine book. That actually serves as an answer to both of your questions.
I've never encountered a talking book before.
Of course not. I am the only talking book here. That's the problem. In the magical library in Seastone, all books can talk. Things really get cooking there, believe me. Here, the books just laze around standing on the shelves, and if you talk to them, they pretend they haven't heard you.
You were probably given to us by someone from Seastone, right?
Right. I was a complete idiot and actually volunteered. As I am a book about elf medicine, I didn't get much to do in Seastone. I thought to myself, hey, this is your chance to get some practical experience. Wrong.
Yeah, we elves don't get ill much.
And more than that, you don't actually have much time for books. This is the center of the elven kingdom, and just look at how paltry this library is.
We don't have much use for books. We sing songs about times past, and many of us were there at the time.
Then that's probably also the reason why so many elves stand around in white.
What do you mean?
Allow me to elucidate. Over the years, the songs you elves sing will be changed and adapted, a little here, a little there. This editorial process is nothing more than refined elvish propaganda, presenting them as intelligent and morally impeccable. And who can prove otherwise? There are no other witnesses and there are no books.
I demand to know this instant what sort of illness I have.
Sometimes it's better not to know.
I can take it.
A placebo only works when one doesn't know that it is a placebo. And some illnesses can be best fought when one doesn't let oneself be intimidated or confused by them. Make the potion and then come back and drink it. Then we'll be sure.
And if it's lupus?
Have you been bitten by a wolf of late?
No.
Then it can't be lupus. No, I'm pretty sure it's something else. Now, that potion, drink it, and then I can tell you more.
All right, this potion, what goes in it?
It is very easy to make. You need to pound together the green fruit of a metis bush, a spoonful of honey and a red herring, and then mix with water into a viscous potion.
Oh, that sounds revolting.
It's medicine. It isn't supposed to taste nice.
And if I drink it, I'll be well again?
We will then at least know what is wrong with you.
Right.
This metis bush, where can I find one?
Haven't a clue. I'm just a book and have spent years sandwiched between dusty hymnals and a tome of revolting recipes.
A red herring? Are you serious?
Of course, why not? Red herrings are known all over the land as particularly useful fish. Their uses in the areas of medicine, cuisine, and literature are too numerous to mention.
All right, so I've got a red herring. What are the potion's ingredients again?
The green fruit of a metis bush, a spoonful of honey, and a red herring. You have to put everything into a bowl with a bit of water and pound it until it forms a viscous potion.
Okay.
Thank you. I think that's
Right,
all
well, I
for
know
now.
where I can get the honey.
Normally, it's me that ends patient consultations. You are only a princess, but I am a doctor.
I've noticed something else here. This helmet. It looks
A
kind
present
of
from one of the northern kingdoms.
Dovakin.
Strange folk up there. The men climb mountains and shout foul-mouthed things in dragon's language at the dragons. I think it's some kind of test of courage. Helmets with horns. Cool, but useless. A great example of the variety of our world's fauna. Some of the ideas Mother Nature has can be quite off the wall. Sometimes it's difficult to believe that some creatures in our world have developed naturally. They look as if some bored artist has dreamt them up.
I can't look at the eggs, unfortunately, Chrissy.
A few years ago, this dragon was causing a whole lot of grief. A bounty was put 40 brave warriors penetrate. The strange thing was that a bit later, more adventurers came carrying an identical.
Right. Back out. Head over here. At least we know now what's wrong.
This is Mother's mirror. It's said that you can see into the furthest corners of the land and know what's happening in every part of the world. At the moment, it's no more than a shallow bowl. The water's missing. The bees are buzzing around the hive quite merrily. Anyone messing with them will know about it fast.
So, I know now what's wrong with the
Hi,
flower.
Alba.
Oh, Ivo!
I think I know the name of your patient. It's a love lily.
You don't look particularly loved up.
That's exactly the problem. Love lilies enter into a lifelong partnership with another plant. And if they're separated...
Then they let their heads droop. Good theory. But the fairies know their plants. They'd never have given us a love lily without its partner.
Look, I found this book in the library.
Woodcrafts? Why are you showing me that?
I thought it might interest you.
I don't like horror stories.
Horror stories?
Wood that has been clamped into a revolving monstrosity to be whittled down layer by layer to the core? What do you call that then?
Sorry, never looked at it like that.
Branches sawed off, boards nailed together, wood treated with chemicals. Sick stuff.
Oops, didn't mean to unsettle you.
That kind of thing can really get you down.
If I were ill and needed to make some medicine, then you'd help me with that, wouldn't you?
Ill? You're an elf. Elves don't get ill.
But if I were...
Oh, come on. Now tell me. How can I help you?
Do we have a lettuce bush in the garden here?
That bush over yonder.
But that fruit's red.
And what colour do you expect then?
Green. Are they only green when they're not ripe?
Nah, they're blue then. They're green when the bush senses danger.
Pardon?
The lettuce bush has exceptionally delicious sweet fruit. But if it thinks it's in danger, then they go green and very sour. Call it a defense mechanism.
Ah, and the bush only has red fruit because it has nothing to be afraid of here.
That's right.
Right.
Do you know how I could get my hands on some honey?
Try the kitchens.
I prefer not to wander through the castle.
Of course. Someone would tell your mother.
Would that beehive in the tree over there be of any help?
Oh, I'd be careful with that. The bees defend their honey and can give you a nasty sting.
Arr,
Couldn't they
matey.
be distracted or tricked in some way?
Beekeepers wear protective clothes and use smoke that calms the bees. But I don't have any beekeeper kit here. I just let the bees keep their honey and they pollinate my flowers. That's how we've always done it.
I often see you fishing. Could you lend me your rod?
Of course, if you bring it back in one piece.
I was convinced that I would have to make my own fishing rod or that you'd ask me to collect a variety of mystical items in exchange for it.
Why? It's only a rod.
Thanks.
Well, everything needs to be complicated, you know.
There's something else. About the potion.
Art?
There's something else. See you later, Arbor.
See ya.
Right. So, I need honey. And to turn this bush green. So I'm wondering, do I need to get a flower to get the bees into the flower? Take the bee over to this bush. The bush goes crazy and then turns green. Right, I wonder if... fish in the pond.
I don't have a clue about fishing, but I'll try my luck.
Fishing skill is 0.
Just as I expected, nothing. On the other hand, somehow I have the feeling that I now know what I'm doing. I guess that I can just practice until I'm good enough.
Or I could read the fishing book.
Perhaps there are a few practical hints and tips in the fishing book. A lucrative season with a successful technique doesn't just depend on the type and quality of your tackle, but also on a really good spot. It doesn't matter whether you jig, dip, toddle or feed. Wobblers, twisters, spinners, blinkers, poppers, jigs, jerks and live bait must be presented in the most enticing ways possible. I haven't the faintest idea what all that means. I presume my fishing talents are not quite advanced enough to enable me to use this book.
Aww. Alright. Is that another WoW reference, Chris? Yeah. Right. Oh yeah, the worms. Take a few worms. So I could put
I
worm.
really shouldn't. It's only Earth. I should tell Mother how her daughter. Well, she'd be delighted.
Right.
The worms provide a great lure and should increase my fishing success rate, whatever that is. I always hang one onto the hook before I cast the line out. The worms provide a great lure and should increase. I always hang.
Right. So let's.
As suspected, there are red herrings swimming in the pond. They are really saltwater fish that live in the sea. But they always come back to their homeland to breed. They're the only known fish variety that can scale nearly
Hey Lee,
vertical
how's things?
cliffs. The worms provide a great. I always.
Go fishing, love. Come on.
Red herrings are fast and slip. Red herrings are fast and slippery. Even
Why is he not fishing? Yeah, I'm gone, man. Oh, now it's gone. It wasn't doing it there for a second. Maybe I was just clicking it wrong. What did I get?
a classic. The worms provide a great lure and should increase my fishing success rate, whatever that is. I always hang one onto the hook before I cast the line out.
So she already puts the worms on it then?
The worms provide a great lure and should increase. I always. A classic.
What was that? Oh, hey!
At last. Now I can tick the red herring off my list.
Right. So now I need to find a way to get the bees. I'm guessing maybe grab the flower.
This flower was given to us by the fairies, just like the love lily down in the garden. I bet they belong together. I could use the bowl to prepare the medicine in. A spoonful of honey, the green fruit from the metis bush, a red herring and a little water. Crush and blend until a viscous potion is created. Oh, sounds revolting.
Right. Back out. Back down. I do need to get the bees. I'm nearly sure I need the bees to scare the plants.
I've got a flower here that could help you with your love lily.
And?
Yes, look. Look, do you know this flower?
Aww.
You did well, girl.
It would appear so.
You snivelling girl. You alright?
No. Yes? I don't know.
Well then, I think I've earned myself a little rest now.
Oh, he's smoking. Oh, that'll put the bees away. Ah.
The pipe smoke seems to have calmed them down a bit. The smoke from Arbor's pipe seems to be calming the bees. This is my chance.
Hey now, you all right there?
Sorry, had to do it.
Well, I'm not happy about this destruction of nature. Not unless I get half of that there honey.
I don't need any more. The rest is for you.
Oh, that be good stuff. But that's enough. The bees need a bit too.
Hey, so I got honey, red herring, and now I need this bush. Throw the rock at it? No? Okay.
Isn't that just lovely? Two plants that have found each other and want to spend the rest of their lives together. You're having a good time, I see.
What can I do for you?
I say.
You shouldn't smoke.
Why not?
It's not healthy.
No lungs, no problems.
Don't you think it's a bit weird and warped to smoke yourself?
Yeah, I know. I'm terrible.
Okay.
Don't tell no one, though.
About the potion,
Art?
what was that with the metis bush and the green fruit again?
If the bush gets scared, feels threatened or unwell, then its fruit will turn green and sour.
So that means if I scare it a bit...
Plants aren't as skittish as animals. They can't run away, don't do them no good. To unsettle a plant, you'd need to trowel it on quite thick.
There's something else. I have to get on. Don't work too hard.
Art, that I won't.
Right. So what do you think?
This is a metis bush, just what I need. Only its fruit is red, not green. According to Arbor, the bush's fruit becomes green and sour if it feels afraid or threatened. This is a metis bush, only it's... According to...
Try the picture.
Look at this! You'll
Oh,
be
you've been
forced to marry
serious.
this terrible prince even though you don't know him. Ugh. Doesn't seem to upset it as much as it does me.
Oh. Look about carpentry. Sweet honey. Nope. Maybe I need something else.
Mother pours water. She did this all ever since. This is Mother's mirror. At the moment, it's no more than...
Some of the water's missing.
Mother pours water from various jugs into this bowl to cast a spell over the mirror. She did this almost daily in times gone by to ask the mirror who was the fairest elf in all the lands. Ever since the mirror started to hesitate with the answer a few months...
Alright. Oh wait, trial. Go back.
That's Arbor's little spade. He always leaves his stuff all over the garden, which of course drives Mother mad.
Dead.
I just need to borrow your spade a moment, is that okay?
Of course. Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Oh, I could. You're right, Chrissy.
I wonder if trees regard a carpenter as the bogeyman. It's not nice, but I'll have to find out. One can easily fell a tree with the help of an axe and wedges. In my experience, nothing beats a sharp saw guided by two men. Slish, slash! The teeth of the saw bite into the wood, and in a few minutes, even the largest tree tumbles to the ground. After this, the smaller branches and the bark are removed from the trunk using hatchets. Once the tree is sawn into several pieces, it's ready to be transported away. Wow, I feel a bit dirty. It'll be all right. You'll see.
Aha. Right, so that's done something now down here with the rainbow. Rainbow.
This is a metis bush, just what only it's... Hey, there's a rainbow. Since the willow's branches are hanging down for some inexplicable reason, the sun is able to shine directly onto the waterfall again and is now producing a pretty rainbow over the garden. Nate once said that rainbows never touch the earth. Wilbur wouldn't believe him. Let's see who was right. Nate once said that let's see. Nate once said, let's see. Hey, there's a rainbow. Since the willow's branches... Others will judge whether it was worth traumatizing the willow for this, but the rainbow certainly adds a certain je ne sais quoi.
Right, I don't know what that's going to do. Right, look at the end of the rainbow. I wonder do I have anything that can... dig at the end of the rainbow. What have I found?
A pot of gold, and no grumpy leprechaun protecting it. What a stroke of luck.
I don't even know. Why?
This flower clearly is one of the more exotic of the palace's flowers. It comes from a country in the deep south beyond the deserts. It's said that the flower of this plant used to be sent as a declaration of war, or if one wanted to deprive someone of all sense.
I wonder could I
Why
use
do
this?
so many people hate this flower? Perhaps it has an abhorrent smell.
Maybe use this on...
Now that explains why this flower is classified as a weapon in 24 countries.
Maybe use that on thingy. Yeah. Scare the bush.
If the bush had a heart,
Hey.
it would have skipped a few beats. Thanks.
Woo! Now, back to the bedroom. Let's make this potion.
I could use the bowl to prepare a spoonful of honey, the green fruit from the metis bush, a red herring, and a little water. Oh,
Alright.
oh, that fruit smells really sour. About 1 spoon of honey. Thanks for the sacrifice, little fish. Yes, the stone could be quite a useful pestle. First, I need all the contents in a bowl.
It is all there.
I've nearly done it. Just missing the water. That
Oh.
should be simple enough. Then water's the easiest ingredient to find. We have
Forgot about the water. The bush deserved it.
that should do it. The medicine book reckoned that it should be a viscous potion. I'm pretty sure that there's never been anything so utterly revolting concocted in the Elf Burrow ever. Oh, I hope this is some kind of joke. I don't know much, but I do know that I'm not going to drink this potion until I've had another chat to the medicine book about it. I need
Okay.
to know which disease this potion's meant to be good for. Looks as if it's been pre-digested several times. I don't know much, but I do know that I'm not going to drink this potion and I need to...
Out to the balcony. Go talk to the thingy.
Hi.
Well, what's up?
I don't know much, but I do know that I'm not going to drink this potion until I've had another chat to the medicine book about it. I need to know which disease this potion's meant to be good for. Looks as if it's been pre-digested several times. The potion's ready, but you don't seriously expect me to drink it, do you?
You must.
Oh, pretty good out.
Cheap, I'm so... Yes, I know, but... This, medicine. Well, I did tell you that I wasn't feeling well, and the medicine book here thinks it could be something serious.
She has to drink it, the sour metis fruit, sweet honey and salty fish. That should give us an answer.
Oh, it looks revolting.
It is medicine. It's not supposed to taste nice. That's right. Down to the last drop.
Not as bad as I was expecting. In actual fact, it's quite tasty. I could definitely drink another glass of that.
Congratulations, Ivo. You are pregnant.
What? What? What?
No, 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 no. That is completely impossible. You must be wrong. Surely it's a misdiagnosis.
You are an elf and say that potion is quite tasty. I could definitely drink another glass of that. That's raging hormones talking.
I don't have any hormones. Cheat, no. No, the book has made a mistake. I cannot be pregnant. I've never stood in the divine water with Nate on Midsummer's Night singing the Song of Life. Why? How do humans do it?
They do what?
Elves and humans can have children together, but it's not possible without sex.
You see? We never had sex. At least not to my knowledge.
But the diagnosis is crystal clear.
Pregnant? Oh, shit. Let's just pretend that I am pregnant. There must be some explanation, rational or otherwise.
If we discount the possibility that the child was conceived by natural means, which would certainly appear to be the case here, then that leaves us with just the unconventional conception methods. Did you, perhaps, make some kind of pact with a goblin regarding the child? Child in exchange for gold or a kingdom, for example?
No.
Has a god in the guise of a bull appeared to you in your dreams? Any angels been having a word with you?
No.
Have any stars fallen from the heavens recently?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Then that just leaves magic, or a curse. But unfortunately, that is not my area of expertise.
I wish it was so cheap, but my feeling is that the book is right. I am pregnant. One thing's certain. Mother must never find out about this. I don't know either. Do you think that my tummy will start to show? Oh. You're right. This'll be the crown prince or princess. We'll never keep it a secret. I'm not sure how, and I'm not sure why, but it would appear that I'm pregnant. And as all other possibilities have been eliminated, then it must be a curse that's responsible. That is fantastic! No, of course I didn't mean it like that. But just think. Me. Cursed. That sounds like an adventure. Totally obvious what we need to do now. We ask Archmage Alistair. He's the wisest magician in the realm of man, and he's a friend. He'll be able to tell us what it means. Oh, no, you don't.
Maybe,
You
Kia.
remember who was meant to be looking after me so that nothing happens to me, don't you? Alistair's sure to have the answers. We'll have to track him down in the Mage Tower in Seastone. Only, how are we going to get there? Seastone is days away from here. Oh yeah, saying fly is all well and good. Are you going to teach me quickly then? No, we need a fast mode of transport. And then there's the small matter of the Border Watch. Their longbows can take out a fly's eye at 400 metres, and they will shoot if said fly should dare to set foot in or leave the woodland realm without permission. Unless, of course, you know the password. You don't by any chance know the password that the Border Watch use? Typical. Ever since I left the elf burrow without permission, the guards have been given orders to treat me like any other elf. That means I get turned away from the border unless I know the password. That's exactly the problem. Mother chooses a new password every single day, and there's no way I'll get it out of her. Oh, why don't you know the password? You normally know everything. Hey, know-it-all. Mother's mirror. It knows more than you. It must know the password. True, it'll probably know why I'm pregnant too, but I'd still prefer to go to Seastone and get Alistair's advice. If we work as a team, we should be able to cast a little light on the matter cheap. With a bit of luck, she'll never find out. Or the Archmage can make it clear to Mother that we haven't done anything wrong.
After all, if it is a curse, then I'm the victim, not the perpetrator. Well, yes, I know that. She'll blame us whatever happens. But it's best for us to have some answers rather than just presenting her the facts, don't you think? Fantastic. Transport and the password. Let's go.
Basically, Lee, there's all these little references, like this helmet over here, which looks like a very, very close to a game called Skyrim. This dragon, apparently, according to Chrissy, is a WoW reference. This sword, you probably know from the Final Fantasy series. I think is a Cloud sword. And then if I turn this, you'll see another sword. I wonder where that's from. And then a Rubik's Cube. Or the Love Cube. From a certain portal. Clouds, yeah. Alright, so I need to get water. Have I got water? No.
That's just what I need.
Need the jug. Back down. Head over here. Right. Is there water in the jug? No, not yet. Alright, so use the jug. There we go. I don't know where she keeps all these things.
Why not? Perhaps I'm in luck. It works. One of the symbols is glowing. An all-knowing mirror. In the current situation, that would be more than useful. The only question is how to cast a spell over the mirror. I've never done that before. There are 3 symbols on the bottom of the bowl. I wonder what they mean. Each symbol depicts a droplet. Sometimes there's a line underneath it, sometimes above, and here is a circle going through the droplet. Haven't got a clue what they mean. I have seen these symbols once before, up in the throne room if I'm not mistaken.
Must be a password.
Each symbol There's only a little water. However.
Alright, go into the bedroom. Haven't been up this way yet. See what's happening. Oh, now the door's open.
The door can be opened easily from the outside. If it was up to me, it would stay open.
Oh, okay.
Nothing for it. Have to talk to Pa.
Oh, we're gonna meet Pa. Pa.
Ivo, I thought that we'd agreed that you would stay in your room.
Oh, I'm gonna have to tell her.
What are you, my darling?
Pretty. I am pretty.
But of course you are. You are my daughter and an elf princess. So you disobeyed me just to tell me this.
Sleeve now. I'm pretty. Oh.
I'm no longer a little girl who can be shut up in her room.
No. How did you get out of your room? Did you trick Cheep Cheep and then climb over the balcony? That sounds very grown up.
But
Go to your room, Ivo. I do not want to have to call the palace guards.
I just left my room to do a bit of training.
Mm-hmm.
You said yourself I've put on a few pounds, and I'm not going to get rid of them by lying around on my bed all day.
Where does this sudden insight come from?
I can't keep asking myself what to do with my life. Perhaps marriage isn't such a bad idea.
It most certainly isn't. And if you train diligently, I'm sure Prince Lalilos will like you a lot.
Of course, fine.
We should also do your hair, and I'll lend you one of my elegant gowns, if you can at least wear it properly.
Yes, great. I'll be off then. Training.
I would love to help you, but I'm most dreadfully busy. A kind of epidemic seems to have broken out in Seastone.
An epidemic in Seastone?
It's strange. We're getting reports from the whole of the Middle Kingdom. Objects and beings have been changed.
What do you mean?
The situation isn't clear. It appears as if some kind of terrible power is gradually moving through the whole land, changing it. Do you remember the story of the Nothing? A big blackness that gradually swallowed a fairy kingdom bit by bit.
Of course.
This time it is much worse. It is pink.
An epidemic in Seastone. Is it wise for me and it to go there? On the other hand, Wilbur and the Archmage are in Seastone. Perhaps I can help them to fight the epidemic in exchange for them helping me with my problem.
Maybe. Look at the king.
Pa doesn't like getting up early. He always says he needs lots of sleep, but he's never said why. Hey, Pa, the day started ages ago.
What? Oh, Ivo, how's my favourite daughter?
I'm your only daughter.
Oh, that I had 100. You are and will remain something very special. The other 99 will be as well, though.
Pa, you're nuts. Isn't it a wonderful day today? Again.
Just as the caterpillars cough in the morning dew. Yet, something seems to be troubling you.
She looked me up like a small child.
Who?
Mother.
Have you argued again?
She started it.
She loves you.
And she only wants the best for me.
Yes, she does. Even if you might not see it.
How can it be best for me if she constantly criticizes me and forces me to do things that I don't want to do?
She believes that this will help prepare you for the life that awaits you.
I'd just like to decide for myself.
I know. Your mother just doesn't understand that, because she never had that choice.
Yep, this guy is crazy.
Mother wants me to marry this Prince Lalilos.
I did hear about that.
Is that your wish too?
All I wish for is for you to be happy.
Ah,
Aww.
so I'm not going to marry him.
Unfortunately, not all wishes are granted.
Oh,
You are an elf princess. You will need to marry sooner or later. It's just when and who. I'd rather just leave that to Mother Nature.
I wish you could convince Mother of that.
I fear her faith in your taste of men has been shaken a little since... Well, you know. She wants to prevent your heart being broken again. That's why she is choosing someone that she thinks is right for you.
I need to tell you something, Father, but I'm not sure how.
You shouldn't worry too much. It's not good for the baby.
You know.
Has a zebra got stripes?
How can it have happened? Why?
I don't know. Is that important?
It is. I want to know what's happened to me.
Then look for the answers, my little bud.
Well,
How can you be so calm about it?
Because I know that everything will be fine in the end.
And if it isn't fine?
Then it is not the end.
hi Jonah.
Pa, would you have used the artifact of divine fate? Or would you have hidden it like we did?
I think that too much power can corrupt any one of us.
But you have great powers, and you've never used them for evil.
I could have cured diseased woodlands with the artifact, cleaned rivers in the air. And then what? Then I might have chased away the lumberjacks and destroyed the factories of the dwarves. A lot of bad things can come from good intentions.
A lot of humans. Even Wilbur and Nate sometimes gave me that look when we were walking through destroyed cities and saw the streams of refugees.
Things take time, Ivo. If you force change before its time's come, then it won't last.
I do need to get myself a hat like that though.
If you don't know what the pregnancy's all about, then I'll have to travel to Seastone and ask the Archmage.
The fact that I don't know means that you did not get pregnant by natural means. And if something does not conform to the laws of nature, then it must be magic. No one knows more about these things than Alistair.
We agree then.
Like snails munching cabbage. Only your mother isn't going to permit it.
I know, but I'll work on that. Enlighten me, Father.
The striped kakadu and the limping squirrel, laughing madly and turning quickly in circles, bring the little llama to tears.
Understood.
What?
Enlighten me, Father.
Ghosts and demons, high on the rooftop of the world, are a wonderful sight.
I'll need to have a think about that. I've got quite a lot to think about.
Goodbye, little daughter.
See you later, Father.
Okay. This is where I end it for today. If you want to see this tomorrow, I can play on this tomorrow. But it is enjoyable. And it is available on Steam if you do want to buy it. I'm heading out here now to Mum's, I think. I think I am anyway. So I'll catch up with you all later. Thanks for hanging out, guys. It's much appreciated. So I'll see you all soon.